Hi guys, and welcome back to Jan's Views on Crime. Today I'm going to be looking at the Nicola Bulley case. Honestly, there's so much information out there, and yet we're meant to believe that this woman just somehow ended up in the river. Just like the Jay Slater case, every day we seem to get more and more holes, dare I say, in the investigation. So I thought, let's have a look. I have actually done a live stream on it, so I may be showing you a few bits on there just so that you can hear somebody else's perspective on it. This guy did a interview with Peter Faulding, who is the expert diver, and there's even controversy over whether or not it was he who found the body or whether it was the police who found the body. But I think we'll cover that in another video. At the moment, I want to look specifically at certain little points that this guy is making, and I'd like to hear what you feel is going on here.
Putting the girls into the car. You can see that. You've got on the left-hand side, he puts one in, and on the right-hand side, I think you must have the elder daughter getting into the car herself. So you can see that on the CCTV. Now, if you look at Nicola, she comes out of the back gate. She seems to walk out of the back in a bad mood. She looks quite peed off. She seems to march to the boot. She shuts the boot firmly. She's walking with quite a pace. She just seemed quite miffed off, quite annoyed at something.
I don't know if I agree with that analogy. I think the weirdest thing is, why is the dad helping putting these kids into the car? That to me seems a bit weird. Or maybe that's just because my husband never helped put my kids in the car or our kids in the car. I just thought that was a bit weird. I don't know. What do you think, guys? It's not as if, they were really small children. I think one's 6, one's 9, something like that. And I just found that was a bit weird. But anyway, let's go back over that.
But something that I noticed in that is that, now if you watch it, right, you've got Paul.
Right, so Paul, this is him here. It's a bit dark here, but if you look at hubby here, he looks like he's ready to go out, which I think is a bit weird because doesn't he work from home? So why does he look like he's going out? I don't know. So you've got this little tot here, okay, and then you've got the older girl here. All right.
Bring the girls into the car. You can see that. He's got on the left-hand side, he puts one in.
So why is he doing that? I don't know. Maybe I've watched too much true crime, but to me, that was the odd thing about it. Not necessarily the way Nicola came out. I didn't see that she was in a bad mood, but okay.
On the right-hand side, I think you must have the elder daughter getting into the car herself. So you can see that on CCTV. Now, if you look at Nicola, she comes out of the back gate. She seems to walk out of the back in a bad mood. She looks quite peed off. She seems to march to the boot.
But maybe that's just the way she walks. Maybe they were late. I don't know. Maybe they were late to go on the school run. I think it's difficult to say she looked peed off because she's rushing. I don't know. But he does make a good point in just a second.
She shuts the boot firmly. She's walking with quite a pace.
Yeah, see, she never looks up at her husband, which I thought was a little bit okay. Listen, we go pickety picking into these stories, don't we, to see if we can see any red flags. But I mean, to be fair, I just think it looked more strange that what he was wearing. I mean, is that just a hoodie or is it? Anyway, let's carry on.
Seemed quite miffed off, quite annoyed at something.
Okay, so he's going along with that. observation. What do you think? Just by that little bit, did it look like perhaps they'd had an argument? I don't know. Interesting. Look at this, guys. Somebody has put up like a slightly longer clip.
It's emergency.
Oh, hello. My partner left this morning at 8:30 to take my 2 children to school, and the dog went with her because we take the dog for a walk.
Right.
I was getting concerned because she hadn't returned home.
Now that's interesting to hear the little girls say, "Why'd you row?" That is very interesting. And that's actually a snippet. This is a snippet from the official documentary. So yeah, that is interesting, guys. Guys, you're gonna have to help me here. This person on this channel is looking at the differences between some of the CCTV footage. Now, I don't understand what they're doing here. I mean, they're saying, well, the car's parked in exactly the same place. Well, yeah. I mean, okay, let's play it. Guys, I'm asking you because I cannot grasp what they're talking about. But here we go. So they've got no speech. Nicola returning from passenger side of the Mercedes, and Paul leaving to look for Nicola. So this is a different day, and there he is leaving to look for Nicola. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a bit slow. I mean, they're putting all grids on there. I don't really understand. The neighbour's white car on the drive is parked exactly in the same position as well as the bins. Well, yeah. Okay. What really happened to Nicola Bulley? Okay. Oh, so underneath here it says neither have the timestamp included. That's interesting for you sleuths out there. Sleuths? I don't know. You're going to have to help me, guys.
Annoyed. Paul's already at the car with the girls. She comes out the back, marches to the boot, arguably slams the boot, and then walks round to the driver's side, doesn't look at him, doesn't say a word, gets into the car, and then what happens? The footage, it cuts. In the documentary, it cuts. You don't know what happened next. Doesn't seem to me like any words are exchanged between them. They don't look very happy in that moment. She looks annoyed. So I would surmise that an argument may have preceded her getting into that car. It looks like something has happened before she's got into the car.
Does he have a point? I don't know. I mean, is he sort of, I don't know. I was going to say pulling at straws, but I don't think that's the right analogy. So I'm focusing very much on the very beginning of the story, the interaction between the husband and Nicola, and also looking at the inconsistencies in his story. So let's get back to this channel, which is called Break the Ice.
So that's the kind of logic I'm going with. Another one, which didn't really sit right with me, was he got the call from the school about, I think it was about Willow being found, without Nicola. And he immediately made his way to the area, St. Michael's on Wire, to the river, to the field. And he immediately went there. And he called the police on the way, which would suggest that he was worried and he was panicking, right? Then he also said that when he got there, he was just expecting to go, oh, there she is, found her, which is a strange choice of words, by the way. Found her, not there she is.
Okay. All right. I think that's splitting hairs somewhat, but yeah, okay.
Found. I just find that a bit odd. But anyway, that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is, if you expected to just get there and find her, then why did you call the police on the way?
That's a really good point. If he thought that he was just going to find her there, then why involve the police straight away? I mean, maybe she'd I mean, he was going there on being told by the school that the dog was wandering around. So why would he call the police on the way there? Yeah, I think this guy's got a good point. So I'm going to be looking more at this guy's channel because he's very thorough in his investigation into what actually happened. And he's also addressing the documentary, which I haven't watched. I don't feel that I need to watch it. I don't always like dramatizations of crime. I prefer to watch like true crime footage. So in the next video, I'm going to be looking deeper into the actual circumstances of what happened down by the river.
I've heard several stories where the crime, like the one story, the department, the investigators, they were just brand new. They didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, in that situation, isn't that the first thing that you should do? Don't you just cordon off the... And I think what they're trying to say is the reason they didn't is because they weren't sure that it was an actual crime. They looked at the possibility that she may have walked into the water herself because, there was a river right in front there, but it's not a deep river. It's deep in the middle, but it wasn't deep. If she was to fall into the river, she could have just stood up again. It wasn't deep.
Maybe she hit her head. She couldn't stand up.
But there was nothing to show. There was nothing there to indicate that. There was no sign of any slip into the water. I mean, they looked at the surrounding areas and there was no indication that somebody had slipped into the water or indeed
so they
that
thought
there'd
it
been
was
a couple.
Well, if it was, I mean, maybe accidental, you could make that case, but I don't think she would intentionally like do something if she was gonna take her dog with her, would she? Or like, do people typically do that? I don't
Exactly.
think so. Yeah.
Don't forget, it was Paul, as stated in the interview, it was Paul that invited Peter Falding and SGI to come and search for Nicola. In the first place, he called an outside entity, an outside private company to come and search. Mustn't have been happy with the search that was going on. He called Peter Falding and SGI down to St. Michael's on Wire. You can pretty much guarantee that he has seen this interview and that the family have seen this interview. And what do they make of his claims? Many, many, many claims were made by Peter Falding in this interview that are a cause for concern.
I didn't see any search activity going on when I was up there at all.
Really?
The bank. No, there was officers, local officers and PCSOs walking up and down a couple, but it was extremely quiet. When we were there was no search activity going on whatsoever. Never saw anyone with beat sticks or anything. I think it had already been done. And I think they were probably waiting for Nicola to pop up somewhere.
Now, that's really interesting. So I want to look closer at this interview that this guy did with Peter Falding, mainly because Peter is sharing a lot more information about what it was actually like down there on the ground, down by the river, and the way he was treated by the police. So I hope you enjoyed this first one, really, of the Nicola Bulley case. And let me know your thoughts. I want to look deeper into this. And I don't want to put out, an hour-long video because nobody wants to listen to this voice for an hour. So just let me know what you think. And in the next one, I'm going to look more closely about certain things that have come up. One of them being that there were indeed a few strange men in the village on the day, and in particular, the man in black. So, yeah, I'm going to find that clip and we'll discuss that as well, guys. So I hope you're all well. I hope you're all looking after each other and yourselves. And you just take care out there, guys, because trust me, it's a rotten old world. So until the next one, bye-bye for now.